And I will be joined by my co-host today, Sister Homa Batul, who will be co-hosting this event with me. For those of you who are not familiar with Sister Homa Batul has been actively working with youth and has also been teaching for several years in Sunday schools in Canada and Jafria Islamic Society of Los Angeles, where she is also currently part of the administrative school team. And she is also an Islamic speaker, a Zakira, who delivers Islamic lectures and workshops to the youth and ladies all across North America. On a professional level, she's a senior director in business strategy and IT governance for one of the top five banks in America. Her combined professional and Islamic experience makes her an asset to connect with our kids and youth. She has invested interest in helping our children solidify and preserve their Islamic identities and in helping our youth incorporate the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt in their character and everyday lives. So, without further ado, I will ask Sister Homa to come and pick it up from here and continue with the program. And I will be back with the agenda for today after the Quran recitation.
Thank you so much, Brother Abbas. Assalamu alaikum, respected scholar Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi, and my brothers and sisters that are listening today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to start this program by first introducing Shanabaz Shah, who will be doing the tilawat of Surah Balad. He is a student of our Qaida Nuraniya system, which is going to be one of the systems, Quran systems, that will be implemented in this Sunday school. So without further ado, I would like to pass it on to Shanabaz Shah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shanabaz Shah and I will be reciting Surah Balad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يره أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلاقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار صدق الله العلي العظيم.
صل على محمد.
Jazakallah for the great recitation, uh, Shani Abbas. That was wonderful recitation. So our agenda for today is going to begin with being addressed by our fearless leader, none other than Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi, followed by Sunday School Advisory Board Representative, Brother Amir Mitani, the curriculum by Sister Noshina Mitani, the Salam Online overview by myself and Sister Homa, volunteer opportunities by Brother Azhar, teacher training by Hajjara Shumali, the Salam Online portal by Brother Muhammad Abbas, the admission and tuition process by Sister Leila, and then finally your questions and answers. And as the program is going on, please feel free to ask your questions on the YouTube channel, and we will answer all the questions during the Q&A session. So without delaying further, I would like to welcome our great leader, Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi, who has been the resident alim for the Bay Area Sabah for over 2 decades, and a great inspiration to our community here in the Bay Area. And we are very, very fortunate to have such a scholar who is dedicated not only in Islamic, but in all aspects of life, whether it's humanitarian, education, and then, of course, the Islamic. So without further, let's welcome him with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Salamun alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أفوض أمري إلى الله والله بصير بالعباد إلهي أنطقني بالهدى والهمن التقوى برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. First and foremost, I would like to extend my tabrikat, tahiyyats, my best wishes. Congratulations to you all and all the Muslim Ummah and all the believers of Ahlul Bayt for the first 10 days of the month of Dhul Qa'adatul Haram, which is considered as a days of Karamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless upon us and our families the special Karamah of Ahlul Bayt and obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, we are in this special season of Karama, which has begun from the first day of the month of Dhul Qa'dah, Milad of Noble Lady of Islam, Ma'asumi Qum, the one who started a small classes with few people in Qum, in Baytun Nur, and right now Qum became a hub for those who are looking for true knowledge, Quran, Ahlul Bayt's teachings, and so on and so forth. And the 11th of Dhul Qa'dah will be the day of the Milad of Kareem Ahlul Bayt's Imam Rida, Gharib al-Ghuraba. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and give strength and tawfiq to perform our duties and responsibilities. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, it's our honor and pleasure to announce this great Salam Online project. Let me give you a background of this, and inshallah, all of us can on the same page. What we concluded based on all the statistics and everything, we concluded that there is a dire need to have a online courses, whether full-time school or Sunday school or supplemental aid and support for the teachers and also for the volunteers and also students worldwide. Therefore, we had a plan to launch the full-time school 2021 and part of the Sunday school for 2020 this year. However, because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic situation which is all the mankind, all the everyone, especially in the Western countries and elsewhere, they're facing. They have to stay in home for most of the time. We don't know when we'll be free from this virus. However, based on this need, we expedite that. Therefore, we launch the full-time school under the umbrella of Rise Online. Right now, it's in a great progress of enrollment and also recruiting teachers and planning for having a classes from September. And then the second project we had is Sunday school. Sunday school, when we had a discussion, we wanted to have 2 or 3 classes this year, again, because of the same problem, which is COVID-19. And also we saw a great need among the people. We started a little bit sooner than what we expected. And alhamdulillah, we're going to inshallah launch this Salam Online Sunday School from September. However, this Salam Online and Salam Institute will focus on 3 main areas. The first area is teachers training, whether it's a Qaida Nuraniya for Quran, and also when we talk and discuss about Quran, is not only reading Quran, that's one step. Our action should be manifestation of each and every ayah of Quran, and we can achieve that. Mafahim Quran, Tafsir Quran, Hifz Quran, and so on and so forth. We're going to inshallah launch some of the workshops for the teachers and teachers training, and also teachers training. Dr. Shumali, Hajara Shumali, who are going to talk and discuss a portion of what we're going to do in teachers training. But our goal is not for only one time. As a constant base, we can launch a teacher's training to uplift their education, understanding, and also they can give back to the society and to the students. And also, obviously, when we talk and discuss about Sunday school for the students, I want to make sure that all of us are on the same page. We are not launching this Salam Online Sunday School initiate to compete with any existing Sunday school. In fact, all these Sunday schools are dear and needed, and we need to support. No way that we want to undermine Sunday schools. Rather, we want to be support. Therefore, my humble request to all the people is to enroll in a Sunday school where they have, and we want to, inshallah, encourage people to go to Sunday school, because a physical campus Sunday school cannot be replaced with virtual or Salam Online. But obviously, Salam Online, I'm going to talk and discuss a little bit about that, why we felt this need, inshallah. Before that, brothers and sisters, it's very important that in this Salam Online for Sunday school, we want to focus on holistic approach. We believe that each and every child, those who belong to the Maktaba of Ahlul Bayt, and even those who are not belong to Maktaba of Ahlul Bayt, they deserve to have access to the true knowledge of Islam and Quran. If that is the case, who can take care of that? This is our vision. This is a digital age and era, and it's our duty and responsibility to focus in this area. So our mission, obviously, is to facilitate all those who wants to learn true knowledge of Quran, Islam, Ahlul Bayt, and they want to become an ambassador of Islam and Quran from holistic approach. We're talking about holistic approach of the development of child, not in one area. Therefore, when we talk and discuss about aqaids, we're not talking about aqaid as a theoretical discussion from Tawheed, Adalat, Ma'ad, Imamat, Nubuwats. We want to go as deep as we can so they can be a role model. When we talk and discuss about history, whether history of prophets, history of imams, history of Islam, history of the scholars, and so on and so forth, want to talk and discuss from broader picture so our future generations, they can connect to the history the way it should be. Because when we talk about our imams, they're not historical figures. Rather, they are our lead, guide, navigation. They're our light and nur. When we talk about fiqh, is not something fiqh which is not related to our daily life. Fiqh is walking book for us. When we talk about akhlaq, which is the core for all of us, is we have to understand that akhlaq is one of the most unneeded subject in today's life to present Islam the way it is. Therefore, when we talk and discuss about the need for Sunday school, online Sunday school, just I can give you some statistics so all of us are on the same page that this Salam Online is not in parallel with the existing Salam, the Sunday schools. Rather, want to bring a broader picture so all of us can be on the same page. When we talk about serving the Shia or Muslims, I don't want to even talk and discuss about humanity and Muslims, those who deserve. Our own children, although we can talk and discuss from Europe, Australia, Africa, Asia, Canada, and so on and so forth. Just imagine that in USA, the number, although we don't have an accurate number for everything, but number what we can get from different sources, close to 3 million. And out of 3 million, based on our what we launched this survey, close to 100 Sunday schools in America, which is recognized, and we know those 100 Sunday schools, and close to 14 or 15 full-time schools. If you round up all the numbers, between 15,000+ students, they are receiving the education for Sunday school or full-time Islamic schools. Right. Although when you go and research about in the media about the number of Shias or number of the Muslims in America, you will find surprisingly, ironically, that from 1985 till today, not even one single number got up, rather declining. Same number, 3.4 million Muslims from 1984 till today. That's the number you can get it. But the sources we have is far more than that. Because only Afghanians and Iraqis, you go to the embassy of these two countries, or Iranians, you go to these countries, close to 2 million Afghanian, Iranian, and Iraqis, they live here. If you talk about those who migrated from different places, whether Indo-Pak, or from Africa, or from Lebanon, or from other countries, number can go up and up. So if you have this situation, or all Sunday schools, the catering fraction of what it should be, the big number which is there, you can see in our chart, they deserve to receive the Islamic knowledge. Obviously, I salute to the parents, to those who are doing day and night for their children. They want to facilitate from different countries or online classes here, there. I salute them. But in the end of the day, we need to have a good online Sunday school so we can cater to the needs of those who are looking for an Islamic education. Brothers and sisters, we can do. Now we are in a critical time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us on the judgment day, we should have a good answer that yes, with all these opportunities, all these great qualities which we had, and our Muslim Ummah, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, you brothers and sisters, you have a great qualities. If we can optimize our qualities, if we can work together, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ, if we help each other, whether you're serving in the capacity of board member, a alim, or Sunday school teacher, or any other area, if we can help each other to identify the needs and how we can help each other, we can get a great result from all the angles. I know that lots of our scholars, when I was talking to the scholars, each and every one, they said, this is what we want to do. This is the heart of our responsibilities. When I was talking to some of the teachers, some of the principals, whether Sunday school or full-time school, each and every person, they echo the same concern, what you have, what we have. Therefore, let's put together all this great effort and have a great change in terms of serving the future generations. Our children, that deserve this. And we need to have a better system. Although this is not end of the road, this is just beginning. And I know that with the contribution of such you guys, those who can contribute in any way, whether volunteering or contribution or any other areas, we can change to have a better outcome for our future generations. Indeed, our children will be the leaders of the future generations. We need to train them to be a great ambassador and representative of Ahlul Bayt, Islam, and Quran in this era and part of the world. And we have to nurture them from all the angles, holistically. Who can do that? We can. You can. Let's have a great unity and collaboration. What I want to give the message today, brothers and sisters, Salam Online, Salam Institute is a collaboration effort between all those who have a great talent and ideas in their hearts, in their minds, in their planning. I want to extend my services, and we want to merge together to have a great result and support. And I know that end of the day, with the collaboration of each other, we can achieve better goal, so we can make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy, Ahlul Bayt happy, kunu lana zaynan wa la takunu alayna shayna. And also we can serve the mankind better, and we can see a less oppression, and we can prepare the zuhur of Imam of our time. And once Imam will come, we can stand to help or to assist him to bring the ultimate peace and justice in the earth, inshallah. Again, I would like to thank our great team, those who work day and night behind the scene. And some of those who are presenting today, they are just example of a greater team, those who are working behind the scene from years. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us and bless all of you and give us strength and tawfiq to perform our duties and responsibilities, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Maulana. Thank you, Jazakallah, for that enlightenment on the platform for Salam Online. And to reiterate again, this is not an alternative to actual Sunday school. This is more of available for those who don't have access to Sunday school around the world. There's a lot of people that live far away or have, other commitments on weekends, and so we want to make sure that there is something available for that. And there has been a lot of inquiry to various Sunday schools around the world about the option of having something online. Our next presenter is going to talk about the collaboration we have with the various Islamic centers around the United States and North America. Haji Ghamir Mitani. He is, again, not new to the Sunday schools around the country. By profession, he's a civil engineer, but he has dedicated his life to Islamic education. He is the founder of the Imamiya Education Center. He has raised 5 children in the West. He recognized the essential need for a holistic and thorough Islamic educational infrastructure and strive to create and implement one for the future generation. He has founded and been part of Sunday schools most of his life and has acted as a teacher, administrator, principal in over 5 schools. He continues to help and give consultation to Sunday school and is part of our core team at Salam Online. So without further ado, welcome. Assalamu alaikum, Haji Ghamitani, please join us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, thank you for joining us on this open house, a very important open house. And as you heard from Maulana, that he did talk to a lot of scholars and a lot of Sunday schools around, and they all showed interest and in this effort for us. So we have this advisory council made up. Inshallah, they will help in making Salam Online as one of the best online schools around. Let me read out some of those members of this advisory board. First of all, it's Sabah Sunday School of San Jose, California, and Maulana, under the Maulana Abadi. Second, Zahra Islamic School in Pleasanton, California, under Maulana Hadi Yasin. Masjid Fatimiyya in Hayward, California, under Maulana Wahidi. Masjid Imam Hussain in Tracy, California, Maulana Sajjadi. Masjid Rasul in Simi Valley, California, Sheikh Ahmed Mudaris. Jafria Islamic Society in Orange County, California, where Sister Huma Batul is the administrator. IABA Madrasa in Austin, Texas, Sheikh Jafar Mohibillah. IEC Sunday School in Houston, Texas, Maulana Farhad Abbas. Momin Center in Dallas, Texas, the brother Azhar Pirbhai is the contact. And IEC Chicago, Maulana Mehboob Mehdi. Masjid Ali in Somerset, New Jersey, Maulana Rizwan Rizvi. Hatem Mosque in Virginia, Sheikh Rasul Neghahai. Idare Jafariya in Maryland, Sheikh Abdul Jalil. IIEC in Boston, Maulana Agha Mehdi. Al-Mahdi Islamic Center in Canada, Maulana Zaki Bakri. And hopefully this is open to anybody else who wants to help. Hopefully advisory board will be very useful for Salam Online for our activities going on. Again, with the preference, if you are living in an area where there is a regular full-time school, that's the best choice for you to attend. If you are living in an area where there is a Sunday school run by your center, that's best to attend over there because you get the Islamic environment and all the other help people get from there. During the COVID-19, everybody is doing online school right now, all the Sunday schools. And so we will try to help them and they can collaborate with us as a partnership if they need. Again, supplemental resources will be available on Salam Online, which can be used by the existing Sunday school. One thing is very important is social integration. And as you know, the regular public schools are getting worse and worse. So at least once a week, people is required to come together socially in an Islamic environment. Salam Online has a plan for now that if they're in an existing center which doesn't have a Sunday school, so we will do a partnership with them and start their own Sunday school in this center. For some reason, there are no many volunteers, teachers, or there are no enough students there, but the center exists. We will encourage them to start a Sunday school, and all the education requirement will be done by Salam Online and help them. And the area where there is no center, and in our enrollment, we find some students who are from the same area will contact the families over there and try to encourage them to come to one place and have the Sunday school, or their mini Sunday school, let's call it, so they can benefit from the social interaction over there. As you know, this is basically primary responsibility Allah has given on the parents to educate their children. So parents' involvement in any kind of education is very, very important. And we have seen when the parents are involved in their children's education, they excel. So I urge you, the parents, to take online school has more and more requirement to get parents' involvement. Just a little investment of your time here for the education of your children. There will be a sawab jariyah and a continuous reward for you. So I urge you, online school requires parents' involvement very much. If you do that, on the one hand, you will be fulfilling the requirement or responsibilities put on us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on the other hand, you get a continuous reward. Our curriculum steps for perfection under the guidance of Maulana Abidi, and it has gone through a lot of revisions, and this is prepared by professionals. When it was issued a few years ago, it was much welcomed by the existing Sunday school, and a lot of Sunday schools are using this curriculum. And you will hear more about this curriculum very soon in this presentation. We have a very dedicated and talented team, and under the guidance of Maulana Abidi and with your support. And of course, by the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will achieve our vision that every child should have access to Islamic education. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, Hajj Ghamitani. Thank you for emphasizing on the things that you mentioned, the very important topics, especially the fact that parent involvement is absolutely important. I think in order to have a successful Sunday school experience, there are three components to it. The first is the student should be willing to go. The second is we should have a teacher that is willing to teach at the pace the student is willing to learn. And then finally, the parent. That is very critical. The parent have to monitor and see what is going on. So thank you for emphasizing on that, Hajar Ghamitani. So as you mentioned, Hajaga, the curriculum is a critical component of the Sunday school. And our next speaker, Sister Nosheen. Involvement is absolutely important. I think in order to have... Sister Nosheen Mitani has worked for over 12 years at different Sunday schools in Southern California. Her biggest contribution that she implemented Qaida Nuraniya along with her husband in 2017 that has become so successful that other madrasas have started to adopt this learning methodology, which focuses on correct pronunciation and tajweed. This year, she coordinated the Shia Muslim Council Quran competition, where 18 mosques or Islamic centers in Southern California participated together, so brought the community together. That was great. Currently, she's working in coordinating teachers training for Qaida Nuraniya, and more than 65 teachers are learning to teach under the program from various parts of the world. So welcome, Sister Nosheen. Let us enlighten us about the curriculum.
Thank you, Brother Abbas. I'm honored to be here, and I would like to thank Maulana Nabi Abdi and the Kissa Kid team for giving me this opportunity to be able to bring the system of Qaida Nuraniya to Rise Online and Salam Online. In my 12 years of experience at Sunday school, the biggest challenge that we had was the progress in Quran teaching. There was no specific system for us to follow the Quran curriculum. Every teacher came in and taught the way they had learned growing up. At Sunday school, they were learning one way, and at home, they were learning another way, and there was no significant progress. We discovered that there was a Quran teaching system that was being used at the full-time Islamic schools around the world by the name of Qaida Nuraniya. After doing some research, we came to the conclusion that this is what helped the children in the schools of Ahl Sunnah to learn and read the Quran more easily and quickly. We decided to test the system for ourselves. This first required some training, which my husband and I both took at the local Islamic schools here in SoCal in 2017 and implemented the system in our local Sunday school. We piloted it in our Sunday school with just a few kids and saw tremendous progress. We kept on adding children to the program, and soon after we established an online Quran school by the name of Darul Noor. Our goal is to take this system of Qaida Nuraniya and be able to benefit the students so that they can learn with the correct pronunciation and tajweed in a sooner time. I would like to go over some of the key benefits of using Qaida Nuraniya when teaching the Holy Quran. Qaida Nuraniya is a system that to teach and learn the Holy Quran with the correct pronunciation and the rules of tajweed. The 17 lessons are divided according to their articulation points. The Qaida Nuraniya appears in a color-coded format to identify basic rules of tajweed. For example, if you are teaching a 6-year-old how to read Quran and teaching them the term qalqala and having them remember it, they will not retain it. But if you teach them the function and the color it represents, then they will be able to apply the rules of tajweed without actually knowing the term at that time. The Qaida Nuraniya teaches with spelling in order to teach self-correction during recitation. It introduces letter recognition in different ways that it appears in the Quran. The words that appear in the Qaida Nuraniya are words from the Quran. So this leads to building confidence in your child. And when they finish the 17 lessons, they are able to open the 30th juz and be able to recite pretty nicely. Mashallah, you were able to hear one of our Qaida Nuraniya students in the beginning of the presentation, Shan Abbas. And mashallah, he was with us in the program from the very beginning when he learned how to read the alphabets. In a very short time, he was able to reach to this point. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, our goal is to help the children learn Quran the right way from the beginning and continue to train teachers so that they are able to give back to the community, teach at Rise Online, Salam Online, and their local communities. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are all able to learn and teach the Holy Quran in the best possible way. Thank you. Jazakallah.
Hello.
Thank you, Sister Nosheen. And for our viewers, again, around the world, Sister Noshina is from Southern California. The short form for that is SoCal, in case you're wondering what's SoCal for our viewers around the country and around the globe. But to continue with this program or the Quran curriculum, so the first part is the how to read and pronounce and tajweed rules for reciting the Quran nicely. But then after that, we have to take it the next step and talk about the meaning of what we're reciting, the tafsir as to under what circumstances these ayats were revealed, how is it applicable in our lives every day, and then to wrap it up with the memorization and hifz. That program will be coming soon as well as we develop and grow this platform. So the ultimate objective for the Quran curriculum would be, number one, to read it, to understand it, to have a good understanding and to memorize it, and then finally to apply it in our lives every day, and that will bring the Quran to full circle. But it is, as we said, we're starting with the reading program, and we'll continue to these other phases as we expand. Our Sister Homa will cover the Islamic curriculum and introduce Sister Homa. So without further ado, Sister Homa, please.
Thank you, Brother Abbas. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. So I'm sure the biggest question on all of your minds is, what exactly are we going to teach? What are the subjects? I'd like to start by saying that in today's world, where Muslims are under constant scrutiny and attack from the media in every angle, it becomes increasingly important, like Malana mentioned, to educate our children with Islamic knowledge, to build their Islamic identities in a solid way, and to equip them to live in this society in a way that they are not just true believers and lovers of the Ahl al-Bayt, but also that they are walking and talking examples of the teachings of the Ahl al-Bayt, and that is reflected in every sphere of their lives. With that in mind, when respected Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi came to Sabah somewhat 18 years ago, he made it his mission to focus on the Islamic education of the children and worked very hard with the Sabah Islamic Center team to create this Islamic curriculum. So the curriculum, which is called Steps to Perfection by Kissa Kids, was created under the guidance of our respected scholar, Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi. And the curriculum includes these 4 subjects that we see on the screen: Aqaid, History, Fiqh, and Akhlaq. And very briefly, just to touch on each one, Aqaid is extremely fundamentally important, especially since there is, especially in the older youth, an increase to go towards atheism. We are teaching here in Aqaid the fundamentals of our faith. The focus is on the belief of Tawheed and our Usul Din. And each section is made so that it builds off of the other one. So as your student progresses year by year, we take deeper dives into these subjects. In history, we are teaching the children the history of our imams, of our prophets, and the key figures in Islam. And the way it's kind of structured is that from pre-K to grade 3, the focus is mainly on the imams without going into too much details. And then in grade 4, we focus more on many of the prophets in Islam, some of the key figures, the prophets. And then in grade 5 and 6, we come back to our prophet's life and take a very deep dive on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life. And then the higher grades focus on the history of the imams in greater depth, the history of our scholars, our ulamas, history of our prominent figures in Islam, including prominent women in Islam. Then we move on to fiqh, which, as you all know, is the teaching of the Shia Islamic jurisprudence, and it focuses on the human understanding of the divine laws in our furu'id. And this, again, as well, like Aqaid, builds year after year, goes deeper and deeper into its level of understanding and its teaching as your child progresses throughout the year. And then Akhlaq, this one, I just want to take a moment to stress the importance of it. Malana touched upon this in the intro as well. It is an extremely, extremely important subject that may be often overlooked. We often think of Akhlaq as a soft subject. As you all know, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that he was sent down to perfect the human morals, yani our Akhlaq. So this curriculum focuses on using our prophets and our 14 Masumeen as an example, as a role model to perfect the akhlaq in our children and to teach them, more importantly, how to deal with the different trials and tribulations and events that happen in our life with the best of akhlaq. And it allows, basically what we were trying to do is we're trying to make sure that our children are walking, talking examples of the teachings of the Ahl al-Bayt, and that this will allow us to reshape the thinking of the non-Muslims and help them see the Muslim children and the Muslim adults in the true light of Islam and what it teaches us in terms of akhlaq. So it is a highly important section in our curriculum. And as you can see, the creation of this curriculum took place with Kisa Kids, and they are working in a continuous improvement model to always revamp and align their curriculum to meet the needs, the current needs of today. There was a current effort that took place on standardizing the language across the curriculum, and they worked on being able to produce hard copies because we have soft copies available that I'll talk about in a second. But they're constantly working on revamping, whether it's aesthetics, the language, or the content. In addition to this curriculum, we will also be using other supplemental sources from Kisa Kids, such as our literature books, our activities, and a whole panoply of interesting projects and games and so forth that will supplement the teachings of the students. I'd just like to go on to the next slide. What I'd like to also mention lastly here is that, and the link for this is available, I believe, in the comments section. You guys can view it. But basically, what it shows is that in this link, we have a PDF version, a downloadable version of the teacher's guide of this curriculum, as well as the student handbooks. You are welcome to go and take a look at it to see the content that is being taught. What's interesting is the amount of work that Kisa Kids has done to create the teacher's guide. And here are some examples that we're seeing on the slides. It really is useful to give guidelines to teachers on how to teach each lesson. And I can tell you that over 100 schools across North America and across the world, in places like UK, Australia, India, to name a few, have been using this curriculum. At Ajafria Sunday School, we've been using this curriculum for several years, and we're extremely satisfied with it, with the teacher's guide as well as the student's guides. So it's very conclusive, a lot of material that is involved in there, and I highly recommend that you guys visit the site that we have posted and take a look to get more further information on it. Thank you.
Sister Homa, if you can continue talking about the other.
Yes, sorry, I just saw the slide. And so also to continue, just to give you guys some basics on when this school will be opening, how it's going to take place and so forth. Me and Brother Abbas will be sharing some information on this slide with you. So basically we will be beginning the classes on the weekend of September 12th, inshallah. We're hoping to get through the 10 days of Muharram and start launch the school afterwards. The classes will be in a virtual setting. They will be on Zoom for now. And we're saying that it's approximately 1 to 3 hours. Why are we saying 1 to 3 hours? Because the time can differ according to the grade or the age of your student. We are very mindful of the fact that younger students have less of an attention span to be able to sit for long periods of times in front of a computer. So we are trying to optimize the classes for the younger students to keep them a little more shorter. And the rest of the students, it should vary between 1 to 3 hours, where they will be learning the curriculum as well as the Quran that Sister Nasheen mentioned. The classes also are going to be interactive. We are also mindful of the fact that it's not pleasant for students to just sit in front of a screen. So this is in no way just a lecture or a one-way lecture. We are attempting, and we've always done this in the physical classes, and we're trying to bring this into the virtual classroom as well to make them as interactive as possible with the students, and to do so by having, not just the teachers speak, but get the students involved in interesting projects. We will have games such as Kahoots or Jeopardies or other kind of games to kind of keep the interest level high. We will be doing virtual field trips, such as, for example, a trip to the shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and so much more. There's also virtual assemblies and other projects, interesting, interactive themes that we are working on. And with that, I'll pass it on to Brother Abbas.
Thank you, Sister Hama. So again, the online portal, we will have all the assignments and links in one place. And as we grow the platform, parents and students will have the ability to, go in there, check their assignments, post their homeworks. We will do a tutorial and orientation prior to the beginning of the school year, so that you know what are the resources that you have available. The time zones, initially we're planning on the 3 different or 4 different American time zones, East Coast, Midwest, Central, West Coast. And then we will probably grow it as we grow and see where is the majority of our students coming, where are the majority of our students coming from. Thank you. Our next presenter is going to be Brother Azhar. Brother Azhar is not new to the Islamic schools, and a little update, a brief. Brother Azhar is very familiar with Sunday schools. He has been very active in the Sunday school area in terms of volunteers and teaching. And I'd like to invite him over to talk about volunteerism. Brother Azhar, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you, Abbas bhai. Just correction, I'm in the volunteer base, not in the teaching base, but thank you for your kind words. Brothers and sisters, first of all, I welcome you all into this amazing, amazing platform, which calls Salam Online. And as you all know, under the leadership of Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi, we thank all of the volunteers, and has my duty to bring up the volunteers. So first of all, everybody emphasize on the one point. This project is for helping the community, inshallah, in any way or any shape. It's not only the Sunday school, as you all know. We can help the teachers out, we can help the youth out, especially our focus on the volunteer side is ages 19 to 26, which is graduate from the Sunday school kids, or unfortunately in the areas they live, they don't have a Sunday school there. So they can get involved in the voluntary work. So whatever they miss in their life, they can achieve. It's not too late. And also the kids, the youth, graduating from the Sunday school and just living out and going out, and it's not volunteering their community anymore. We focus on those youths to come back and involved in the volunteer group, so they can learn and get educated. And with the, as you see, all of the fantastic people on this advisory committee and alims, and also under the leadership of Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi, I encourage you all. The volunteer, we don't need it only on the teaching side, we need it on the project developments and the arts and craft and specialties on the game, Kahoot, and things like that, like Sister Huma mentioned. So all the kids are involved in any of these activities. Youth, using a term as a kid, youth, they are very welcome to join us in this good cause, which overdue in US to start it. And also has under of the leadership of Maulana Sayyid Nabi Raza Abdi. I assure you, you all will be used in the Islamic manner, and this is the work which is needed. So I encourage all the youth, brothers and sisters, if they want to volunteer, please do so, contact us and register your name. All the teachers, if some of the schools, some of the area we know, like small towns, they have a small schools, but they don't have a teachers. Some of the big cities, we know the parents are working, both of them in the 7 days a week. Their kids are sitting at home. They can enroll on this project. They can, utilize this project to get educated. And that's, like Brother Abbas said, is a duty of the parents to enroll their kids. And it's for everybody around the household. So that's my appeal to all. Please, if you like, or if you know anybody can volunteer on this project, please, we are opening our hands. Please come and join us. Thank you. Jazakallah, Brother Abbas.
Jazakallah, Brother Azhar. I wanted to, for those of you who are not familiar with the role of Brother Azhar, he is very active in the Islamic Center of Momin in Dallas, Texas, which I failed to mention, so my apologies for that. Our next speaker is somebody, a personal friend of mine, and also a very dedicated volunteer, Brother Mahmoud Dalla. He is a senior executive in technology with over 20 years of experience running global scale technology initiatives at Microsoft, HTC, and Citibank. He has incubated successful startups within the media and logistics industry. He has also played key leadership roles and formally and informally in various Shia Ithna Ashri organizations around the world. Most notable was his roles as board member and treasurer in Seattle, madrasa administrator over there in Seattle, and he's currently serving as the president of the Husseini Islamic Center of Orlando, Florida, and he is an executive counselor for the World Federation. We're very thankful for him to be able to join us in this initiative. He has built this Jot Academy platform, the learning management system, back in 2015 from ground up. And Alhamdulillah, we will be using this platform for our Salam Online initiative. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Brother Mahmoud Dalla.
Thank you, Brother Abbas. You're so kind. I don't deserve half of the accolades, even half of the accolades you have given me, but thank you. Assalamu alaikum, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I am Mahmoud Dalla. Just like Brother Abbas, most of us were born and raised in very humble beginnings back in Africa, and we got the opportunity to come here in the West and go to get a good education and get some opportunities to work, as you can see, and learn from the best in the industry. Alhamdulillah, and at some point in your lives, you always think, how do I give back to the community, right? What in my capacity. So at one point, about a few years back, I sat and said, one of the biggest things that can change the world is education. How we educate the next generation helps change the world. My father, Marhum, always used to say that, right? If you want to change the world, focus on the children, focus on the next generation. You educate them better, you educate them differently, and you will change the world in one generation. So one of the things when I was looking at it and I said, what role can I play? I had expertise in technology. I had gone through quite a few challenges myself and learned quite a lot. So I said, how about, and I looked around and I saw all the technology management, education management software that was out there was either outdated or very expensive or non-accessible, right? Someone in India, someone in Africa cannot use technology. They already had phones. Fishermen in Africa were using text messages to get businesses from their clients, right, already, but educations were still on paper and pen. And I said, you know, how can we give this access, build a technology, give it access to all the impoverished people around the world, so they can have a basic learning management system that they can use and advance their education. So I built Jot, the Jot Academy. Jot is a regular, state-of-the-art, using state-of-the-art technologies. It's a web platform, right? And it has mobile applications. What the idea, when Brother Abbas Molu told me that, you know, they are working on an online Islamic education madrasa, right? And they are looking for a platform. I said, how about we use Jot? And the advantage, and the key advantage of using Jot is, you know, the person who owns the platform. And I said, here, let's take the whole platform, make a copy for you, so you can collectively as a board decide what you want to do with it, how you want to progress in the future, so that we can be state of the art. We're always, our education, our madaris, or our day school, or whatever it is our organizations run, are always backdated. We're not in the bleeding edge of technology. So I said, here, there is something I have built for this purpose, right? And if we go out, we are always at the mercy of those who own those platforms to see what next we want to do, right? There are some common cultural challenges, Islamic challenges with some of these platforms and what they introduce in those platforms. With something that we own together collectively, right? We can do whatever we want. So alhamdulillah, they asked me and I was okay. And we are currently working on a version of Jot that will be custom made and tailor made specifically for Salam Online, that will allow us to serve the community, but also in the future be at the cusp and a bleeding edge of technology. So our children, when they are getting an Islamic education, are not doing it with leftover technology. They are doing it with something that we want them to be at the top, that some things that they can relate to, and it reaches their potential, helps them reach their potential. With that, Brother Abbas, I will hand it back to you.
Thank you, Brother Mahmoud. Thank you for enlightening us with that information and your dedication in all aspects, because I know you have a lot on your plate, but putting this at the forefront is very important as well. And we appreciate your time and effort and your value, the thing that you can't put money to it. It's value that you put in everything that you bring. So thank you for doing that. Our next speaker, a very prominent Dr. Muhammad Ali Shumali, Hujjatul Islam. Dr. Muhammad Ali Shumali is a graduate of the Islamic Seminaries of Qom and has held both a BA and an MA in Western philosophy from the University of Tehran. He has earned his doctorate in philosophy from the University of Manchester. His doctoral thesis was on ethical relativism. He did his postdoctoral research on ethical issues related to life and death. He is currently the founding director of International Institute for Islamic Studies in Qom, Iran, and the director of Islamic Center of England, London. Dr. Shumali is editor-in-chief of two journals, The Message of Thaqalain, a quarterly journal of Islamic studies, and The Spiritual Quest, a biannual journal of ethics and spirituality. Dr. Shumali is very interested and involved in interreligious dialogue, and has organized or attended and presented papers in the UK, USA, Canada, Italy, Austria, Greece, Germany, Sweden, Holland, Italy, Kazakhstan, Georgia, Philippines, Sweden. I mean, the list goes on. And we are so honored to have such a prominent personality to be part of our team and helping us in this noble cause. So without further ado, let's welcome him with Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Thank you very much. Salamun alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. I am very delighted to be with you in this great platform where our dedicated members of community come and talk about their great plan for offering online Islamic education, especially to the places of our community existence that we don't have already madrasas and schools. So this is a great joy for me to be with you today here and hear the beautiful reports that we have heard, and also to say about a great collaboration that we are starting with Saba Academy when it comes to training teachers for madrasas. You know, if I want to summarize based on my understanding of Islam and teachings of Ahlul Bayt and the Prophet and my life experiences, if I want to summarize everything about Tabligh in three things, if you ask me, Maulana, you know, can you summarize everything about Tabligh in three things? Or what are the usul and principles of Tabligh, as we have usul al-din, what are the usul of Tabligh? I think one is education. Education is something that we can never be underestimating, and we can never do israf in education. No matter how much you invest, still we need to do more. When you hear hadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, you wonder, was there any way that one could emphasize more on education? Just, I mentioned one example, you are all familiar with this example, that when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered masjid in our understanding is the place of worship. And we normally think worship means prayer, recitation. And of course, we think that in masjid we can do other things, like we can give lectures, we can have classes, etc. But when Rasulullah entered masjid and saw two circles of mu'mineen, two groups of mu'mineen, one were involved in dhikr. They were invocating names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another, they were involved in learning. It is said that Rasulullah said, Kilahuma ala khair. Both groups are doing good. They are not doing anything which is not supposed to take place in masjid, anything which has no priority. Both of them are doing great things. But he joined the people who were involved in learning, and he said, بِالتَّعْلِيمِ أُرْسِلْتُ. I have been sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for teaching, for education. It is true that we have zikr, it is true that we have salat, everything, but without education, all those things can go wrong. So the first thing is education. And of course, Islamic education is holistic. Islamic education is not just giving information. Islamic education is information and formation. So that is something we should talk about it another time. Number two, bring unity and organization to our community. This is the second important job of any person who is doing tabligh today, any scholar, any organization, any alim. We should make our community worldwide more organized and more united. This is a priority, along with education. And number three, to reach out and build bridges with other communities. Our Sunni brothers and sisters, other believers in God, and human beings with goodwill. So any tabligh today must have one or more, and hopefully all these elements: education, bringing organization and unite, and reach out and build bridges. This is what we have to do. So I am very happy to see that, alhamdulillah, so many people in different levels are involved in educational work that Sabah Academy and all the associated organizations are offering, and I pray for your success. And inshallah, I hope with this initiative that we are going to have, we can serve you and we can help you more, so that inshallah, no single member of our community would be left without access to proper Islamic education. Yes, there are many people, unfortunately, don't feel the need. We are very worried about them. But at least those who want and already understand the need, we should make it available for them, accessible for them. Any child in any part of the world that wants to learn teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, we should be making that possible and available. And inshallah, before the coming of Imam Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, this is going to happen. That would be a time that there would be no person in any part of the world who would be mustad'af fid-din. What does it mean? It means there would be no one who would have no access to pure teachings of Islam and who would not be able to proudly and with honor declare his or her faith. So inshallah, we should work for that. What we are going, inshallah, to have from next week is that we are going to have 6 weeks of training. This will involve training about Islamic theory of education, about aqaid, about akhlaq, about also educational methodology like class management, and also introduction to Sabah curriculum. So there is a good distribution of tasks, and inshallah, with a team of instructors from US, Canada, UK, and from the holy city of Qom, we are going to have, inshallah, this program for 6 weeks. Every week there would be 10 hours of teaching online, plus 20 hours altogether for these 6 weeks of independent study, again using some material which are already put on MOOC. So inshallah, there would be 80 hours of training, but I hope that this training can continue. And I would like to end with this hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. According to this hadith that Shaykh Kulayni rahmatullah alayhi mentions in Al-Kafi, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, ينبغي للمؤمن ألا يموت حتى يتعلم القرآن أو يكون في تعليمه. ينبغي للمؤمن ألا يموت حتى يتعلم القرآن أو يكون في تعليمه. A believer is expected not to die unless he is learning the Quran or teaching the Quran. Our life must be built around the Quran. Either I am learning or teaching or both. Actually, in Islamic education, teachers are always also learning because you would never feel satisfied. So we have to be making our entire community engaged with Islamic education, which is built around the Quran. Learning and teaching the Quran should be our top priority. And inshallah, with the help of you, brothers and sisters in the leadership, volunteers, teachers, parents, everyone in the community, inshallah, we can make this dream a reality. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Jazakallah Dr. Ali Shmali. Thank you for enlightening us. It was very empowering to know that we have dedicated people like yourself and your team that are here willing to help us be successful. I want to make an announcement for those of you who are watching right now and just heard the teacher training that Haji Dr. Ali Shmali was talking about. If you apply for being a teacher at Salam Online, then we will waive the Islamic teacher training course fee for you. So that's an incentive for all of you who would like to participate in this very valuable teacher training course. And if you are going to volunteer as a teacher with Salam Online, then we will be happy to undertake that, give you the grant for that. Our next speaker, Sister Layla Khan, she has been a very key component of everything that we do over here on the back end side. And she has been working more than what she should be working, is what I should say, tirelessly. And so I want to thank her for all her dedication in doing that. She is a product of our Sabah Sunday School. She went there. She was involved in the past with the Sabah youth. She was part of the Yom Zainab, and now she is with Al Kisa Foundation, currently working in operations for both Kisa Kids Foundation, as well as the Salam Online. And Sister Leila, I don't know what would we do without you and your skill set that you have, so valuable things that you bring to the table. So please let us know on the next steps for parents that are watching. What is it that we will be doing on that?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for that introduction. And thank you, Dr. Shamali, for the teacher training program. It's such a valuable part of this because it's right from the source. And I also want to encourage everyone who is interested to apply as soon as possible as spaces are filling up. So if you are interested, please go to tinyurl.com/Islamic teacher training and apply there. Along with the teacher training course, we understand that transitioning to an online platform will be difficult for teachers, parents, and students. And it will be, in order to just make that a smooth transition, we will be having orientations weeks before we start. And for teachers, we'll go over the teaching Islamic studies, go over the Kisa Kids curriculum, talk about classroom management, technology training, and training and engagement. We will also be going over, we have a wonderful team of volunteers creating content, creating games, activities, ways to make your classroom engaged. So we will be going over those as well, things that you can use. And for parents and students, we will be doing an orientation before school starts over what platforms we will be using, how to log in, and all of that. And then, yeah, so that's what we will be doing before school starts. So we know it does seem a little bit different, but we will look into training everyone into a smooth transition, inshallah. Lastly, there is, for the next steps, tuition, we're asking for $110 per child donation for the year. If for any reason you want to talk to someone about that, you can email us at admin@salameducation.org. The tuition is due before school starts, and it can be paid online on our website. And if you are in a different time zone than the Pacific Standard Time, or you can't make that time, then look out for announcements regarding those time zones and recorded classes before you pay the tuition. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Leila. Again, this, to summarize everything that she said, all this will be available once you sign up for everything. You will start receiving emails and updates on everything. But again, I want to, as we wrap up our program, this concludes our actual presentation for today. We are opening up for Q&A right now. You can text your questions, write your questions on the YouTube channel. We already have a list of more than 50 questions, and we want to keep up with the time. We have 40 minutes. And so we will either be talking very fast. No, we will try and get to all your questions as soon as possible. Our first question, and I'll answer it. Yeah, for the most part, Maulana Nabi Raza Abdi will be answering the questions, and myself and Sister Homa will be moderating the questions as they come along. If they're easy enough questions, I will answer them, but most of the questions will be answered by Maulana. Our first question: will there be classes for older grades 8 and up? To start with, we only have classes from K through 8, K through 7, and then as we progress with the years along, we will be adding new classes. The timings of the classes, what are the timings for the classes? There will be two levels of classes offered. One will be a self-paced study, and the other will be a class study. But I will ask Maulana to step in and kind of elaborate on that.
Thank you again. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I would like to thank Dr. Shamali and all the team, those who presented a beautiful presentation. I know that Brother Mahmoud Hala, he has to step out from his other meeting. And it's great to have all the presenters. Alhamdulillah. In terms of the question about the classes for higher grade, for our aim for this year is K to 7. However, if we see that a good number of students, they showed their interest and we have a sign up, at that time what we can do is we're going to reach out to different teachers or scholars, and if we can have something kind of group study or something kind of mentorship program, either for whole entire year or time to time, we're going to announce that. Our main intention is not to let anyone go empty from any request. So if we see that as a good number of people or students, they are willing to enroll in that area, we'll find some ways, either some crash courses, or we can have some sort of discussions with alim, or circle with alim, and so on and so forth. We have some points, but we are waiting for having complete interest from the people.
Thank you, Maulana. Sister Homa, you have the next question.
Yes. So thank you very much, Maulana. The next question that we have here is what will be the timings of the Sunday school? And we have some other questions similar to this as well. So what I can say right now, and then I'll leave it to Maulana to add in, where it is highly dependent on the number of students that we're getting, the numbers of teachers that are willing to volunteer. We're trying to get a look and feel for, what are the different age groups, how many classes we're going to need, and who are the teachers that are going to be available to teach them. But it will be very similar to the regular Sunday schools across the board. The timings, I don't think, and Maulana, please chime in, that we have an exact timing set out right now, because we're waiting to see how many students and teachers register for this. Maulana, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, thank you, Jazakallah. Right now we're in the planning stage, and as Sister Huma said, our main intention at this time is to see the interest from the people, and for sure we're going to have in 3 time zone for United States and US and Canada. However, for other countries also we are looking for some other options. And I know that some great brothers and sisters in the UK and also in Australia, they are looking to collaborate something like this. And we want to either partner with them or want to create a better system. And all of that depends on 2 main things. One is student, and the applications and students. The second one is availability of the teachers. This year, we have a little bit of limitations about the pacing course because of not having a strong LMS. As Brother Mahmoud said, inshallah, in a very near future. Once we have our own strong LMS, we can have a self-paced courses. With that, we can expand a little more. But for now, this is the situation. For sure, for 3 time zone, and for other time zones, we are looking for more teachers and also students.
Jazakallah Maulana. Next question, how will children be placed in classes? Will it be by their grade level or by their knowledge level? Typically in Sunday schools, we go by grade level, and a follow-up question to that is also how many students per class. So to the first part of the question, by grade level is my understanding, by no, because you're starting out from pre-K, it would make sense to get them into pre-K and go. But however, let's say, for example, Molana, if there is a student that are actually in 4th grade in school, but didn't receive did not have exposure to Sunday school the first, few years of their life. So if they come in and join with a regular 4th grader, how is that going to impact that? I think that's the kind of question we're trying to answer. And then what is the student rate in class?
Yeah, thank you, Jazakumullah. So when we talk about the assessment about the students, we have 2 types of assessment. One is for Quran, and one is for Islamic studies. For Quran, regardless of their age and regardless of the grade, we're going to have a assessment about the Quran. And maybe even, for example, 7th graders, they have to go with 4th graders or 3rd graders. That's not a problem, because the Qaida Nooraniya system designed in a way that we can cater for different grades and different levels. That's not a problem. But for Islamic studies, what we want to do is each grade, whatever they are in the same grade, first we want to place them to the same grade. However, we're going to have some sort of the orientation and also assessment with the teacher. And if teacher is not comfortable or feels that he or she is ahead, or they have to go 1 grade lower, we're going to consider. But our main standard for now is each student, by default, when they sign up, they go to their own grades. For example, if they're studying in the school 2nd grade, automatically they're going to enroll in 2nd grade in Salam Online. But not for Quran learning. And also this depend with the teacher, how they want to do that. The second point is the ratio between teachers and students. We are looking maximum up to 25, and we don't want to go more than 25 students per teacher. That is our tentative plan. However, that may change for based on the enrollment. But this is, we want to have one standard that up to 25 students per class.
Thank you very much, Malana. So the next question we have is, what is the structure of the program, which days it's going to be on, and which languages it's going to be offered in? First, to tackle the language part, right now, since we are introducing this across the board internationally, we're focusing on having it be in English, which is the common standard language across the board. We are not offering it in any other language but English. And in terms of the structure and what day it will be on, it is a Sunday school system, so we're hoping to keep it on Sundays. But the structure, like I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we said it's going to be between 1 to 3 hours, depending on the student's age and grade that they're in, right? So we don't want to give the younger students a 3-hour Sunday school. We will try to make their classes a little more concise, possibly in like 30 minutes per subject. And the older students can have a longer classroom that can go up to 3 hours. I think that's the main gist of it. And again, we're waiting on seeing how many students register to be able to add that structure and give you guys more clarity on that. Did I miss anything, Mulana? Was there anything you'd like to add on that?
No, thank you, Zakila. You covered for most part. The few more points I would like to add to what you said. There is a good amount of demand from the people for the classes in Urdu or Farsi in Arabic. We are looking to it to add some elective classes, those who wants to learn Urdu or Farsi or the Arabic, beside the classes being in English for Islamic studies and Quran. But it's in the very beginning stages. We are talking to different people. That may not happen from this September, but we are looking for long term. And the second point, as you mentioned, this will be our standard for having only in Sundays at this time. However, once we build our own LMS, that may change in the future. But one exemption I want to make it very clear, as Hajar Mithani, Mir Mithani, he said that if any school or any center, they have their own Sunday school and they're looking for a partnership from us and they're looking for help, even if they have a classes in Saturdays. I know some of the centers, they have a classes in Saturdays or Friday night, we will be open to it, but that's going to be a focused collaboration between us and the Sunday school or any Islamic centers. They're looking for our help. But from our side, our standard is at this time Sundays.
Jazakallah Maulana. Next question. What would be the time needed to work outside of the class? And I guess to answer that question is, how much time, it depends on how old the child is, what kind of assignments they have. But I wouldn't say that is out of the ordinary, right? We're not to do, this is a Sunday school, so expected homework would be, equal to that. But Maulana, please go ahead and elaborate on that.
Yeah, this is one of the very important discussion we can talk and discuss, but from our point of view, we're not expecting to have a lots of homework for students. However, there's going to be a lots of the tools and also the aid and help will be given to the students, and the students, they can go with their own wellness. Like, for example, sometimes when they miss anything, they want to upgrade something, the teachers have a leverage and has a lots of resources that can present it to the students, and students, they can go and they can learn. This is going to be a self motivation a point, and some of the parents, they want to take a lead on this, or even some of the students, they want to go and they want to spend their times hours and hours. It will be good for them and for us. But from our standard, we don't want to have a lots of homework and assignment, because that is not our philosophy. Our philosophy is to create a momentum and the strong, passion in the hearts and minds of the children. They can go and they can self-study, and they can learn more by their own wellness.
Thank you so much, Jazakallah Maulana. The next question and a few other questions that we're getting in respect to this, we'll just tackle it in one major question, is the age group. So there's a couple of questions on, can my 3-year-old child attend? What age are we taking children for pre-K? So what I'd like to say on that is that our normal curriculum is from kindergarten to grade 7. Brother Abbas already explained that we're working on, and depending on the demand, for increasing that for a higher level. For the younger level, what I can say is the pre-K usually is from 4 years of age, because we believe that a child can sit and listen and digest the information. If you have a child that's 3 years old and wants to attend, that will require parent involvement. Again, depending on the number of students in that age group that do register, we can accommodate that, but just know that it will be difficult for a child that age to sit through and do it in a virtual setting. So it will require the involvement from the parents and the collaboration from the parents to help them. But overall, because there's several questions we're getting on the age groups, it is meant to be for kindergarten to grade 7. We can accommodate the outliers. We can accommodate pre-K. We have the curriculum and the teaching material for it. It really depends on the number of registration we get and what the demand is. Maulana, is there anything to add in that sense?
Yeah, thank you, Jazakallah. From age of 5 to age of 12, that is our targeted age. For those who have a lower grade, we can direct to other resources which we have, like Mommies and Me group and other things. But this is our targeted age and group.
Brother Abbas, you're on mute.
Thank you, Sister Homa. Yes, the next question was already addressed just recently and in the presentation as well. The question was, what is the educational method and philosophy? We covered that in detail during the presentation, so we honor that. But interesting question after that, Maulana. You ready for this one? How is this project funded? So people want to know about money.
MashaAllah. Thank you, Jazakallah. So we have a very big and deep pocket, which is your pocket. And this is funded by solely the volunteers, donors, and the great effort of people like you guys. And none of our team are paid. Although I envy with some of our team members that they are paid highly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not by us. So most of our volunteers or teachers and everything is volunteer, but we have lots of other expenses, and those expenses will be funded by the donations, like you guys, by homes, donations, and also we are getting some minimum donation enrollment. We don't want to call it donation. The fees, enrollment fees, is a kind of a donation, and we're going to cover with that. But end of the day, it's you who is funding us, and we together we can have this dream to the success stage, inshallah.
Thank you, Malana. I think you said it very well. The ajr and the sawab that you're getting for funding this, and all the volunteers are getting for working on this is unbelievable. The next question we have is on the attendance policy. What is our attendance policy? And before I let Malana reply to that, I do want to make a small comment. One of the reasons why all Sunday schools are very accommodating when it comes to attendance is because it's not a child's fault if you can't make it, right? They're dependent on their parents to drive them, bring them, and we don't like to penalize the child because their parent couldn't get them there on time or for whatever reason. But now we're bringing this educational experience to your homes, right? We're bringing it to the comfort of your house. The child can be sitting in their room with their cup of milk and cookies and be getting this fabulous education in the comfort of their homes. So one thing that I would say is, please, if you're going to commit to a class like this or commit to a online Sunday school, then make an effort to turn on the cameras and to attend, right? There should be no other excuse. We're not contaminating anyone if we're sick, unless, God forbid, you're too ill to be able to focus. There shouldn't be a reason for us to miss the class. If the teachers and the school is making an effort to put this together, then the students and the parents need to make an effort to attend. And with that, I'll let Malana add any specifics to the attendance policy, that if there is anything you want to highlight.
No, thank you, Jazakallah. That's well said. I think I have some questions for Dr. Shumali. The question is, Dr. Shumali, how many classes you're teaching and how many classes others are teaching? People, they want to they want to know about this, and also what is the ratio for the teachers and students, for the teachers and the instructor in your class? Dr. Shumali, this is for you.
Salam alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, mashallah, there has been great interest. So we are still stretching ourselves to accommodate more people. By yesterday, we had already 107 people who had applied. And we were thinking of having 110 people, but with the suggestion of Maulana Abedi, so we are increasing to 150 people. Therefore, we are adding to the teachers, and Alhamdulillah, we have a very good team of teachers, and we are hoping to have our classes up to 25 people maximum. Some of the classes will be 20. So there will be, inshallah, good opportunity for interaction between the instructors and the trainees. I mentioned that 20 hours are independent learning. So alhamdulillah, our brothers and sisters in Kothar Learning Circle, they have made some part of the work ready on MOOC system, so everything people can register and go step by step. There is quiz, everything they will do it. This is giving us some flexibility with the time. And then we have 60 hours of classes. 12 hours are taught by Sabah Academy team, and the rest will be by our team. Of course, we are one team, just different sides of the same team. We are, alhamdulillah, the same. And I will be sharing, inshallah, some discussion time with everyone, and also Islamic theory of education. But I may not be teaching because I didn't want to create, complications, so all our instructors are great, and therefore I will be there, inshallah, for some subjects for everyone, but not, just one class with everyone. But the instructors would be, inshallah, in groups of 20, maximum 25, with different groups. We will, inshallah, cover Islamic belief system, all the units about theology, about anthropology, about revelation, about resurrection and felicity, plus 4 units of Islamic plan for life, which covers individual ethics, social ethics, individual behavior, and social behavior. And Islamic theory of education also, as I mentioned. I hope, inshallah, we would be able also to have something throughout the year, which would be like a weekly program for the people who are not able to join this time, or maybe we are not able to take them. So inshallah, throughout the year, we will always would have something, inshallah, happening, because education should never stop, inshallah.
Thank you, Dr. Shamali, for beautiful points. If you want to summarize that, out of 80 hours, 20 hours is self-study, and 60 hours we have a different instructor, and out of this 60 hours we have a 12 hours, which is geared towards the classroom management and tips about the books they have to read, and also specific tools for the online classes and so on and so forth. And this will be for everyone, but most of our classes up to 25. We don't want to have more than 25 teachers in each class, but some of the the instructions like classroom management and also technology and so on and so forth, we're going to have for everyone. So, and also we are going to announce a different instructor who is teaching what class and the days. We're going to, inshallah, specifically announce so everyone can have that. And also, as Dr. Shamali mentioned, this will be the ongoing, inshallah, effort, whether for Qaeda Nuraniya or for teachers training, or any other courses we want to have. For the parents, we want to have a parents training, parents, the seminars and so on and so forth. That will be, inshallah, ongoing. We're not going to stop here, just we started, inshallah. Yes, Brother Abbas.
Brother Abbas, you're on mute.
Sorry about that again. We'll step by step, quite a few questions I think we can cover in one go. Will step by step prayer be taught? So the answer to that is, again, a prayer is taught by the parents. We will give you the support. We will have videos to show you, and we're also going to incorporate a namaz chart in that program, so you can monitor when you and your child are saying their prayers. Are they on time? Are they qaza? And you put a check mark on that, so you can monitor that. And we'll have award systems to say, hey, look, we're recognizing people who are saying their prayers on time. But as far as step-by-step teaching, I think it's 2 components to that. One is, yes, we'll provide the material online, but at the same time, at some point, you as a parent have to show your child how to say the prayers. What are the parts that you keep on the floor, the 7 parts? Show them. That is not something we can do it online, yes, but I think it's more important when the parents, when you say your prayers, have them together with you as part of that. What are the start and end dates for the school year? I know we set it up for September 12th. The end will coincide with the regular Sunday school end date. And Maulana, correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, thank you, Jazakallah. Usually all the Sunday schools, based on our survey, they have anywhere between 28 days of instruction to 32 to 33. Maximum, some people, they have 33. So what we want to do is we want to keep it the same, 30 to 32 Sundays throughout the year. And this beginning date is obviously September 12, and inshallah, we're going to end in June. So we're going to send the complete calendar with timings, and also each students, those who enroll, they can get a package of all these informations, inshallah.
Thank you, Maulana. So I'm going to pick up a little bit on the pace since we only have 15 minutes left and a lot of questions to answer. We're going to bucket a couple of them together. A lot of questions on logistics in terms of, what do I need to prepare? What kind of homework do I need to expect? Do I need to sit with my child and so forth? So just to kind of summarize all that together, if your child is pretty independent and can use a computer and sit in front of it and do classes, there's no need for the parents to sit with them. If the child is 3, 4, 5 years old and, has issues with sitting in front of a computer, or you feel like they're not paying attention or so forth, the parents are welcome to sit there, help us out. We can't be there to help discipline them, so we will rely on your help as needed. But overall, it is kind of like a school structure where we are working on kind of partnering with the parents, giving, like Brother Abbas said, the basic information is all in the book. You can see what lessons being taught. There will be communication, regular communication between the teachers and the parents to inform the parents what's been taught. If there's any homework, you will be informed as well. And you can also look at the worksheets at the end of each lesson to go over that to help prepare the child for the next lesson. We're trying to make this as much as possible an in-class experience. Obviously, Islamic learning is not limited to Sunday school, right? Like Brother Abbas said, it goes on the teaching beyond that with what you do with them in the house. So in terms of strict preparation time, allow us to be able to answer a lot of these questions once we have an accurate number or an accurate picture of how many students we're going to have, how many classes we're going to have, all of that. Like one of the brothers mentioned in the presentation, we will be having a parent-teacher, orientation session before the school starts to answer those questions more precisely. So please hold off on that. But I mean, anything else that's coming, we'll try to answer that. Maulana, I think that's basically it, right? Is there anything to add in that sense?
No, thank you, Zakala. That's a beautiful point. But one more correction from my side. The age is from 4 to 12. That's a targeted age. Because we announced pre-K to 7th grade, and we are not going to accommodate for under 4, like 3 or 2, because of the same reasons what everyone knows, but from 4 to 12-year-old, which is pre-K to 7. And one question I have is about the advisory council or team from Hajjah Methani, do you have any plan for them? And how it works if someone or some other Sunday schools, they want to join in advisory committee, what is your recommendations? And this is for Hajjah Methani.
Yeah, thank you, Maulana. Yeah, we are open for everyone to join. Every help we can get will be appreciated. And this is, as I said, it's not just Salam Online, it's the whole community, whole Islamic community to go. Let me take this opportunity to say a few things here. One of the most important goals of Sunday school is to make our children's religious base very strong. So when they go into college and university, they are able to face the challenges they will get over there. In my experience of more than 30 years in Sunday school, I have noticed that those children who went through the Sunday school were able to face this challenge successfully. And unfortunately, those who didn't go through the Sunday school program had a lot of difficulties in protecting their iman in Islam. And some had very, very bad results. So I urge you, enroll your children in Sunday school and help them protect their iman when the challenge comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jazakallah taqabbalan, inshallah. And also, there is a question. I'm sorry, Brother Abbas and Sister Batul. Just reading off of some of the questions. Sister Layla, lots of people there saying that when we register, we don't get the prompt answer. There is anything we can do, or what is the mechanism of communication? And also, if they want to pay, how they can pay. Can you elaborate a little bit more about this?
Sure. First of all, I'm sorry about not getting a prompt answer right away. We will be looking into that, and I'll start responding, inshallah. And if you do have any additional questions, you can email us at admin@salameducation.org. And to pay, you just go to salamonline.education. That's our website, salamonline.education. I believe the link is below on our YouTube channel as well. And you just go on there, salamonline.education/admissions, and you can pay on there directly.
Thank you, Jazakumullah. Brother Azhar, there is a question about volunteerism. I think Sister Layla. Sister Layla, do you finish your answer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Brothers, there is a question about volunteerism. In what area you're looking for more volunteers? There is any specific area you're looking for, or general volunteers?
Aga as a volunteer himself is area. So if you can volunteer on any area, like especially teacher's aid, developments, arts and craft, and also the marketing. This is a very basic volunteers we needed, because the marketing, a lot of people didn't know this form. So if you can come and join us and market this podium to the others who don't know that, so it will be very helpful to the community. First, the end of the day, it's education. So any field you can volunteer, just do contact us, and we'll see where you fit in, and inshallah we go from there. Thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Jazakumullah. So basically, we are looking for all the areas of the volunteerism, and especially for the teachers and content development, and also especially if our youth, those who used to be Sunday school teachers, now they want to give back. We are more than happy to have them as in our volunteer team, inshallah. Yes, as Abbas Bhai and Sister Batul, go ahead.
Thank you, Maulana. So just to, along the same thread, I want to emphasize a little bit on content creators. So these days, we have a lot of youth with a lot of exposure to, for example, animation. And, when we talk about getting attention from children on a virtual level, right? If I were to turn off my video right now, then you're not paying as much attention, because now I'm watching you. So you're looking at me and you're paying more attention. So what we want is content creators that can be creative in creating solutions or games for children. If you can create a concept of, for example, aqaid on an animation level, or usul din and furu din, and kind of do a project with that, that would be great. That would be awesome, right? And then this recording for what we're doing right now is going to be on the Sabah YouTube channel or Kisa Kids YouTube channel. and forward it, just like you would forward to any your WhatsApp messages for 10 people and say, hey, you know, you're going to get Sawab Jariya for doing this. Except don't say that something bad is going to happen if you don't do it. Nothing bad is going to happen. Just good things are going to happen. So pass the word. And the best way of marketing is through your own networks, right? So if everybody that's watching over here today forwards this to 10 people that they know, can you imagine the impact that we will have? We will have a waiting list for everybody, teachers, students, and everything. So let's go on. We have about 5 more minutes. Quick few questions that I think we can cover before we wrap up on what we're going to do over here. So here we go. Anybody who is registered under RISE full-time school, is Salam Sunday School curriculum automatically covered? Let me finish the questions, other questions, so you can cover them more, Maulana. Is this going to be only Sunday school of 1 to 3 hours or both days on weekends? Self-paced study is the answer to that. Are there going to be home assignments required? We answered that already. Will there be exams? We have answered that, but there will be exams. And last one, before Maulana, I hand it over to you. Are there any discussions with Seattle to partner with Zainab Center under the guidance of Maulana Abbas Elia to extend the Sunday school? We covered this. Haji Aghamitani covered this, but Maulana, please go ahead.
Thank you, Jazakumullah. A couple of questions. The first question is those who enrolled in RISE Online, no need for them to enroll in Salam Online because we have a same curriculum for RISE Online, part of their education, which will be the full-time school. And also we're going to have a same Qaida Nuraniya, and also we're going to cover the same subjects, and there is no need for them to enroll for Salam Online. Basically, if you are a student of RISE Online, you're going to get all the benefit of Salam Online. That's the nutshell. The next point is about the collaboration with other centers, like in Seattle, Zainab Center, or any other centers. It's an honor and pleasure to open up with any centers or any organizations or any Sunday schools. As we mentioned in the beginning also, we are not working in parallel. Rather, we're working in with the collaboration of other people, and we want to have more and more people, not one center, any centers, those who wants to get our help, or if we want to get any help, we are looking after them. And we know that all the centers, they're working for the sake of the same mission and vision for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt. Although we have borders or boundaries or walls for the centers, but for mission and vision, for the same cause, we have no borders, no walls, no concept of this is my center, this is your center. We are working, inshallah, in line with all of them. And also the beauty of that is Salam Online or Al-Kisah Foundation. We don't have a specific school or a specific, for example, a location to say that this is there and they're competing with this one, because our main goal is not to focus on regional challenges or affairs. Rather, we want to focus on infrastructure for all the Muslim Ummah, where all of us working, and we can inshallah have the same vision. The last point is about paced courses, because of LMS may not happen this year or this time. Inshallah, whenever it is ready, we're going to launch that, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Maulana. So I know we just have a couple of minutes left. I was going through the questions. Most of them, we seem to have answered them in one way or another. Just 2 or 3 questions real quickly that I think we can answer fairly quickly. One is there a demo or something we can see where we have recorded these classes taking place? I think we can consider that and look into that closer to the orientation and give you guys more specific details on that. Right now, the classes haven't started, so we don't have anything like that. But we have already discussed what the format's going to look like and so forth. There's also an interesting question about, will you have any classes for special needs students? We can definitely work on accommodating any special needs that your child has on a one-to-one basis. We can discuss it. In terms of curriculum, they're currently working on a curriculum for students like that. It is not available right now, but it's coming up pretty soon. If you want more information on that, then please feel free to email us at admin@salamonline.education, and we can further address your concerns in that respect as well. The other things, I think we have covered most of it. Brother Abbas, did you see any other question that we haven't covered yet?
I think Sister Oma and Molana and everybody else, I think we have pretty much 90% of the questions have been answered. And I think that kind of brings our program to conclusion right now. Thank you, Sister Homa and Molana and Haja Garbitani, Brother Shumali, Brother Azhar, Sister Layla, everybody on the scene that have been working. Everybody who has been here, extremely important. Again, before we wrap up, I want to emphasize on a couple of things that we're not competing. We're not here to compete with your Sunday schools, right? I mean, I am a principal myself of Fatimiyya Sunday School. Are we going to shut that down? No, we're not going to do that. That school continues by itself, right? Every school, the first preference as a parent, you should ask yourself, can I send my child to the nearest Sunday school? If the answer to that is no, then this is a good alternative to that, because there's nothing can make up for the actual experience of going through a Sunday school. And the social component of this is what we're going to try and incorporate is at least if you are enrolling in this online platform, we're going to see that if there is a Sunday school within a 1 or 2 hour radius from where you live, perhaps make it a requirement for your child to go visit that at least twice a year, so that they know that what they're learning online virtually is not just theoretical, but there is practical. There's people who do that and follow that. And then perhaps on graduation, again, this is just speculation and plans that we have an annual meetup day for all the students from everywhere, if they can come to a central location and meet everybody in person. But that again, it's too early to say that. The objective of this is education, to educate our children in the future, so that when they go out there, they're confident of themselves, their faith, and more importantly, they will be successful regardless of what. So with that, I would ask Maulana Sahib to end with a dua for us. Maulana, maybe he got disconnected. Haji Aga Shumali, maybe you could end up with the dua for us.
Are you sure Maulana is not there? Okay. نسألك اللهم وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم وبالقرآن المستحكم وبفاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها يا الله 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 يا رحمن يا رحيم يا أرحم الراحمين يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك وكفنا يا قاضي الحاجات ويا كافي المهمات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Oh Allah, please bless and support any step towards education in our community, and please help every person who is sincerely working for the promotion of word of unity and unity of word in our community. Please make our efforts good enough to be accepted by Imam of our time and be counted as practical steps for preparation for his coming. Please keep our maraja and our ulama safe and strong and healthy for us. And please make our community day by day more educated and more united. And please make the next generation better than our generation, and keep this till the time of Imam, so that we inshallah go from success to success. Ameen ya Rabbal Alamin.
Ilahi, I mean, Jazakallah, all of us, all of you, our viewers, for joining us. Thank you. Have a great rest of your weekend, and please enjoy your lunch or dinner. on your own. Thank you.
Allah bless you all.
So.
Thank you, Abbas bhai. Jazakallah.